I was curious your thoughts on advertising. The psychology behind it, the purpose and efficacy, the good and evil of it. As a marketing major, I've always struggled with the ethical dilemma of advertising and marketing and its role in our lives. My thoughts on advertising are that I'm bad at advertising.
Hi, this is Blue Zach, here to discuss what Red Zach is saying.
So basically you have, hold on, I'll draw a picture. So here's the actual product, and here's like the appearance of the product. And all together, that's the total product. This is even true with people, because I experience myself from the inside, but everyone I know experiences me from the outside. And so who am I? Am I the person I experience myself as from the inside? Or am I the person everyone else experiences me as from the outside?
Marketing and advertising are an attempt to shape the appearance of the outside.
And the truth is that it's both. So, I think that the appearance of a product is part of the product. And I feel like I'm not good at that part of the product, because often I have lots of thoughts in my head that are actually really fun, but from the outside, it sometimes just appears bewildering because I'm not able to deliver. And yet, and that's kind of what marketing is. But I could go on. It's not just like that's not all there is to say about it, because
I'm about to start talking about something that seems pretty unrelated.
for example, like if you're mass manufacturing something, and the product is just assembled by lots of different robots or workers and robots in kind of a factory, and it's actually a really boring factory. I mean, if you were a marketer and you just showed the factory.
What Red Zach is talking about is the key dilemma of marketing, which is to create an image of a product which is different from the actual process by which it was created.
If you just showed the process of the raw materials being mined, and then the factory creating the product, if you sold a product based on what it is, obviously, so pursuant to the idea that there's lots of stuff that's in my head, but I'm bad at marketing. So, what are you going to do?
You're going to go out of business is what you're going to do. The actual creation of products probably just can't sell a product. What's going on in my head is not the same as a kind of message that I can create externally that people are going to really like.
Yeah, so you can't have the state cannot be the marketer. Like state communism, where basically the only
Zach is
legal
going off on an
brand
unfortunate
in the
tangent
world
here.
is state communism. The only thing...
People who are discontented with market forces and who think that capitalists and manufacturers shouldn't be allowed to have marketing campaigns, they shouldn't be allowed to try to convince the public willy-nilly to buy their products, often think that the state should be the manager of everything.
If that's the only brand that you're allowed to advertise, so Madison Avenue, a Mad Men, basically Times Square, New York City, that's basically like the opposite of Marx, Lenin, and Trotsky, and that's the opposite of Stalin, is Times Square in New York City. So now, Times Square is very threatening, and there's still a lot of people who are so threatened by it that...
Times Square is not actually very threatening. It can feel threatening to someone who's trying to get a hold on their inner self, and they feel awash in an ocean of stimulation.
They just want to become anarchists and communists and take down the whole system. Burn it all. Everything. Burn it all to the ground. But the way I see it is, if the communists are trying to tell you what the meaning of life is. The meaning of life is the glorious workers' paradise that the state...
The power drive of people who feel overwhelmed by capitalism can reach devastating proportions, as seen in many anti-capitalist dictatorships.
That's the search for the meaning of life existentially, as in like a black hole. That's like the black hole version.
To think that the meaning of life can be solved by a strong state that commands every aspect of individual people's lives is one philosophy that in many ways has been tried. If you compare that way of answering what is the meaning of life to the modern capitalist way of answering the question, what is the meaning of life? It's like comparing a black hole.
Whereas, if you go to Times Square and you see, you know, all the lights and flashy advertising, that might not be the meaning of life. They might not be giving you the meaning of life. They're just, it's like a really colorful, vibrant, interesting kind of meaninglessness. Maybe. And what's better? Like meaninglessness that's bright and colorful, or meaninglessness that is basically Soviet imprisonment camps in Siberia?
The real human experience and the continuing fascination of the Soviet Union was in the experience of the people they sent into labor camps.
Well, I'll tell you which one's more meaningful. It's the one that's still here, because people actually like it, or at least enough people like it, that it doesn't just collapse under its own complete pointlessness.
Zach's basically saying that it's ultimately better to have to endure the overstimulation of a capitalist society that's always vying for your attention than to have to be put in prison camps for disagreeing with the one opinion that you're allowed to have.
But I am really bad at marketing.
This is Green Zach, stepping in for Blue Zach, saying like, subscribe, huzzah!